You have not said a word. Your face has not changed. Your voice is the same. You are sitting in the same chair you always sit in, doing the same things you always do. And your dog gets up, crosses the room, and sits beside you. You were not even sure you were upset yet, but they knew. How? What your dog just did is not a guess. It is not coincidence. It is not some vague animal instinct we do not understand. It is a set of 11 documented, measurable, scientifically confirmed abilities that your dog has been using to read you, specifically, precisely, and often more accurately than you read yourself. Today, we are going through all 11, and I promise you, by the time we reach the end, you will see your dog completely differently. Stay until way number 8. It is the one that science only confirmed recently, and it will change everything. Before we go through the 11, here is the foundation. Dogs have been living alongside humans for between 15 and 40,000 years, depending on which archaeological evidence you trust. That is an almost incomprehensible amount of time, during which the dogs who were best at reading human emotional states survived, were fed, were kept warm, were bred. Morshural selection, over tens of thousands of years, specifically selected for dogs who could understand human feelings. You did not get a pet who learned to tolerate you. You got the end product of 40,000 years of evolution specifically aimed at understanding the species you belong to. What comes next is not cute behavior. It is the result of one of the longest and most intensive interspecies selection processes on the planet. Here are the 11 ways it shows up every single day. Way number 1. They smell your stress before you feel it. In 2022, researchers published a study confirming what dog trainers had suspected for decades. Dogs can detect the specific chemical changes in human breath and sweat that accompany the onset of stress, with an accuracy rate above 90%. Let that sit for a moment, before your shoulders tighten, before your jaw clenches, before your breathing changes. The chemical signature of your stress has already reached your dog's nose. They do not just respond to stress. They detect its biological onset, often before you have consciously processed that you are stressed at all. Your dog is not reacting to what you show them. They are reacting to what your body produces, and your body does not lie. Way number 2. They read your facial expressions like a language. Research from the University of Lincoln confirmed that dogs can distinguish between happy and angry human facial expressions, and that they respond differently to each with no prior training. But here is what makes this remarkable. The dogs in the study were shown only the upper half or the lower half of a face, not the whole expression, and they still identified the emotional state correctly. They are not reading your whole face. They are reading the specific features, the eyes, the brow, the set of the mouth as individual emotional signals. And they put them together the way a reader puts letters together into words. Your face is a text your dog reads fluently, every time they look at you. Way number 3. They process your sad face differently than your happy one. Scientists studying dog brain activity discovered something called left gaze bias. When dogs look at human faces, they show a specific pattern. They look slightly left when viewing negative emotional expressions and differently when viewing positive ones. This is the exact same pattern seen in humans when processing emotional information. Your dog does not just see your sad face, their brain processes it through a different pathway than your happy face. They have neurological machinery dedicated specifically to identifying human negative emotional states. That machinery is running every time they look at you. Even right now. Way number 4. They sync their heartbeat to yours. A study measuring heart rate variability in bonded dogs and their owners found something extraordinary. During close physical contact, the heart rate patterns of dog and owner begin to synchronize. Your dog is not just near you. Their cardiovascular system is in a measurable sense following yours. When you are anxious, their heart rate climbs. When you calm, theirs follows. When you are peaceful, their body settles into the rhythm of yours. You are not just emotionally connected to your dog. At a physiological level, when you are together, you are partially sharing a body clock. Way number 5. They mirror your cortisol over time. Cortisol is the stress hormone. Over extended periods of living together, research has confirmed that the long-term cortisol levels of bonded dogs and their owners begin to mirror each other. Not just in the moment, over time. If you carry chronic stress, your dog's baseline stress hormone rises. If you are at peace, their cortisol reflects that too. Your emotional life is not something your dog observes from the outside. It becomes part of their biology. You do not just affect your dog's mood, you affect their health, and they affect yours. Way number 6. They know the difference between your sad sounds and your normal sounds. Researchers studying dog responses to human vocalization found that dogs respond to the sound of human crying with proximity-seeking behavior at a rate significantly higher than their response to humming, neutral talking, or laughing. They are not just responding to sound, they are categorizing your emotional vocalizations. The specific acoustic properties of human distress, the pitch, the rhythm, the breathiness of crying, trigger a specific and dedicated response in your dog. They do not hear you cry and think something is wrong. They hear you cry and they move toward you immediately, every time, because that is what this bond was built to do. Way number 7. They position themselves between you and perceived threat. When a bonded dog senses their owner is distressed, researchers have documented a consistent behavioral pattern. The dog moves to place their body between the distressed owner and whatever is present in the environment. Not because they have assessed the threat, because their bonded person is upset, and their nervous system has a response to that which is almost impossible to override. They put themselves between you and the world, not because they were trained to act, because 40,000 years of evolution made it the thing they do. Way number 8. They detect your emotional scent signature. Building on the 2022 cortisol research, scientists have now documented that dogs develop an individualized emotional scent map of their bonded person over time. They learn what you smell like when you are happy, what you smell like when you are anxious, what you smell like when you are at peace, what you smell like at the very beginning of grief. These scent signatures are as distinct to your dog as your face is to you, and they use them to monitor your emotional state continuously, not just when they are looking at you, but whenever you are in the same space. Your dog knows how you feel right now, from across the room, without looking at you. Way number 9. They respond to your micro-expressions. Micro-expressions are the involuntary facial movements that flash across a human face before the conscious expression settles, lasting a fraction of a second, invisible to most human observers. Research on dog visual processing has suggested that dogs may respond to these sub-second expressions, picking up on emotional information that you are actively trying to conceal from everyone around you. You cannot fake it with your dog, not completely, not at the level of biology. The face you think you are showing them is not the only face they are seeing. Way number 10. They mirror your emotional state in their body. When you are tense, your dog's muscles show it. When you are calm, their body settles. When you are moving quickly and anxiously through a task, they pace. When you sit quietly, they lie down. This is called emotional contagion, and in dogs with a deep bond to their person, it operates almost automatically. They are not choosing to match your energy. Their nervous system does it the way breathing does it, without being asked. You walk into a room and your dog's body already knows what kind of room it is going to be. Way number 11, they come to you before the tears start. The most profound ability on this list, and the one that most dog owners have experienced but almost nobody can explain. You are sitting quietly. Nothing has happened. You are not crying. You are barely aware of what you are feeling. And your dog gets up and comes to you. Scientists believe this is a convergence of multiple systems firing at once. The scent changes, the micro-expressions, the subtle postural shifts, the slight changes in breathing that precede the onset of tears. Your dog integrates all of it simultaneously, and they arrive beside you before you have put words to what you are feeling. Not because they are psychic, because they have been reading you specifically, continuously, and devotedly since the first day they decided you were theirs. Count your number. How many of those 11 does your dog show you? If your answer is 6 or above, your dog is not just an animal who lives in your house. They are a being who has been monitoring your emotional state, responding to your cortisol, reading your micro-expressions, and synchronizing their heartbeat to yours every single day. While you were getting on with life, they were paying attention. To you. Only to you. And here is what I want you to sit with. The next time your dog gets up for no apparent reason and comes to sit beside you, something in your body spoke to them. Something in your breath, your face, your chemistry said, "I need you close." And they answered, before you even asked. That is not a pet. That is not a habit. That is 40,000 years of evolution arriving in your living room and saying, "I see you. I know how you feel. I am here." If this video made you want to understand your dog even more deeply, to go further than time science and build the practical daily bond that makes moments like these happen every single day, I have linked a dog training and behavior guide in the description below, the Dog Trainer book. Thousands of dog owners across the USA are using it right now. Link is right there in the description. Drop your number in the comments and tell me, which of the 11 surprised you the most? Which one made you look at your dog differently? I read every single one to share this with someone who loves their dog, because understanding what your dog is doing when they look at you changes everything about how you look back. Subscribe to Bond and Bark. New videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I will see you in the next one.